Hello everyone, welcome to lecture series of Programming for Problem Solving. Myself, I am K. Kiran Kumar, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering of Vignan's Foundation for Science, Technology and Research, Vadlamudi. So in this video, today we are going to demonstrate about the concept of structures. So it is a very, very important concept in programming for problem solving. We are going to solve several problems. So why these particular structures are introduced, that we will cover in this particular video session. So my contents are, today we are going to cover the contents in this video session are introduction to structures and how we can declare a variables in the structure and how we can access the members of the particular structures, accessing members of structures, and what is a nested structure and what are the self-referential structures. So these are the concepts that we are going to discuss in today's video session. Okay, so we are going to first introduction about the structures. So first of all, we have to know what is a structure. A structure is a user-defined data type. So why this particular structure is needed, I will tell you. For example, we know what is an array. So what is an array? Array is used to group the similar data elements. For example, if you want to group integer data elements, we can group with the help of arrays. If you want to group character data elements, we can group with the help of arrays. For example, if you want to group float type of data type elements, we can use arrays. So arrays are used to group similar data elements into one particular memory location. That we know, that we have discussed in the concept of arrays. But what is the disadvantage of array? If you want to group different data elements at a single place, that cannot be possible with the help of arrays. So that's why the developers of C language, they have introduced one concept called structures. So structure is a derived or user defined data type that can be used to store different data elements at a single memory location. How we can store, how we can group similar data variables of different types with the help of structure, that we will see. Okay, so what is the definition of structure? Structures can be used to group different variables of different data types at under a single name. Okay, so the syntax for declaring a structure is, you have to use the keyword struct. It is very, very important. The reserved word for declaring a structure is nothing but struct. So this is the keyword that we have to use to declare a structure. And following with the particular keyword, you have to mention what is the name of the structure. So this particular tag name indicates that the name of the structure. Okay, so structure syntax consists of first what struct keyword you have to use, and you have to name the structure in order to identify it, and you have to declare the body of the structure. This is called body of the structure. So open brace and closing brace, this is the body of the structure. In that body of the structure, you have to define different data elements or whatever you want. So this is a data type 1, member 1, data type member 2, so on. You can give n number of data types also within the body of the structure. Okay, so this is the syntax. I will tell you the example of how to declare a structure. Okay, this is an example. Consider this is a student structure. I have used the keyword struct, and this is the name of the structure, student, and I am giving different, student will have a different attributes, and I am going to group those attributes as a variable names of different types. So students will consist of name, this is called name of the student, and I have declared here array, and array type is character. Okay, and I have taken another attribute, this is called hall ticket number or roll number, whatever it may be. Okay, this is the roll number. Sometimes the roll number will consist of character, sometimes the roll number will consist of numbers also. Okay, so after that I have declared gender, it is a character type, and I have declared marks. Marks will be having sometimes the marks will be having some fractional values, that's why I have defined here float. So if you closely observe this particular student structure, it is one type of character data type, it is another type of character data type, float data type, and this phone number will have a long int or long int, whatever it may be. This is the integer data type. So we have collected character data types, float data types, and long int data types. So there is some situation is there. Sometimes we have to store different data types, different data elements into a single group. Then we have to use structure, we have to declare structure. That is the only alternate way in our programming language. So that is the importance of structure. So the declaration of structure is you have to use the keyword struct followed by structure name, and you have to indicate all the variables within the body of the structure. So this is open body and this is the closing body. So within the body what you have declared, those are called as, it is very very important, those are called as members. So those are called as members. So the body of the structure will consist of different data types of members. So it is a character member, it is an integer member, float member, like that we will declare all the members within the body of the structure. So another important point also you have to consider, when you have declared a structure, always you have to end the structure with the semicolon. It is very very important rule that we have to follow while we are declaring the structure. Whenever you have declared all the members of the structure, you have to close the structure and you have to end the structure with the semicolon. It is very very important one. So this is about a small example of declaring the student structure. For example, if you take employee structure, here I am taking struct keyword I have used. You can practice in your home. So I have taken the employee structure. My structure name is EMP. How many attributes that the general employee will consist of? Employee name. For example, I have taken char ename. Ename is nothing but employee name, and I have taken array here. After that, what I have taken employee ID. Employee ID generally consists of, we think, integer EID, and after that I have taken another integer that is called eSalary. eSalary, or you will take a float also. Sometimes we will take float also. eSalary, eSal1. I have taken two attributes. Okay. So I have, after the end of this particular statement, I have ended with semicolon. How many different types of data types are there? Character, integer, float. These are the three types of database. Consider this is I have represented in comment. So you consider only these three: character, integer, and float. Okay. So if you want to mention specifically what is the size of this particular structure, so you know now it is an employee structure. We have declared all the members and I have ended with semicolon. Okay, how we can find the size of the given structure, sir? It is very very important to calculate the size of the structure. Okay, so for example, consider if you want to calculate the size of the structure, you have to take into consideration of data type. What is the size of characters we have in programming language? 1 byte. Okay, what is the size of integers? 2 bytes. What is the size of float? 4 bytes. So for example, if you want to calculate this particular size of this particular employee, first of all you have to take first attribute, the first member ename. Character I have taken. Character means how many bytes? It is a 1 byte. So 1 byte of memory will be allocated for this particular member. After that, what I have written again, integer. Integer means 2 bytes. Okay, 2 bytes. Again I have represented in comments. If you want to calculate this, you can take this also. It is also having 2 bytes. Okay. After that, what I have written, float. Float means eSalary. How many? Float means what is the size of float? 4 bytes. Generally we think that 1 byte, 2 bytes, 2 bytes, 4 bytes. Total size is what? How much? 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1. That is 9 bytes generally we will think. But the size of here this particular structure is not 9 bytes. I will tell you. For example, if you take character here, it is 1 byte. Okay, 1 byte. But here I am not taking the variable. Here I am taking the array. Array means how many array elements are there here? How many elements are there here? 10 elements. So we can store 10 elements at the index position starting from 0 to 9. So I am allocating the memory for every index element. So every element it takes 1 byte, means total how many bytes we have to allocate for this particular statement? 10 bytes. So that's why it becomes 10 bytes. So now tell me what is the size of this particular structure? 10 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4. That is nothing but 18 bytes. So in this way you have to calculate the size of the given structure. Okay, so what you have to understand while you are calculating the size of the structure means the size of the structure will be calculated by all the members we have to take into consideration according to their data types. For example, it is integer, you have to take 2 bytes. For example, it is a character, you have to take 1 byte. Float, 4 bytes. Long int, 8 bytes or 16 bytes. Like that we have to consider while you are calculating the size of the given structure. So now tell me what is the size of this particular example student structure. So character 2 bytes means 2 into 20, it is a 40 bytes of memory will be allocated. Again 1 byte into 10, that means 10 bytes of memory will be allocated. Again character only 1 byte will be allocated, and float 4 bytes of memory will be allocated, and long int, how much size of long int? Generally it is 16 or 32. So 50, 51, 55 like that it will allocate nearly 71 bytes of memory will be allocated for this particular student structure. So in this way you have to calculate the size of the given structure. So what we discussed up to now, what is a structure, why we need this structure, what is the syntax for declaring a structure, and how to calculate the size of a given structure. So this is about introduction to structure. So we have to take several examples like employee and student. Okay. So structure definition starts with open brace and it has to end with closed brace followed by semicolon. It is important rule. The compiler doesn't reserve memory for the when you have declared a structure. It is also important point. For example, I have not declared these members. I just only declared this particular header tag struct student. Okay, so memory cannot be allocated when you have declared this. Okay, memory cannot be declared for this particular struct student. So when you have declared the members only, it will allocate the memory. That is very, very important. So the compiler doesn't provide any memory when you have declared it. Okay, when you have to declare members only, it will allocate the memory. That is very, very important one. Okay, so coming to next one. So I am going to tell you the differences between arrays and structures. It is very, very important in short answer question also. Okay, so array we know similar data elements we can store. Structure, different data types elements so that we can store. That we can see with the table here. So this is the table. So array stores homogeneous data. That means similar data elements. But structure stores heterogeneous data, different data type of elements. Okay. So two arrays of same type cannot be assigned to from 1 to 1. So two arrays that we cannot assign, but structures of the same type can be assigned. That is very, very important one. Okay. So coming to next, arrays can be initialized, but structures cannot be initialized. Why? Because in the structures members can be initialized, but structures cannot be initialized. The members of the structures will be initialized. Okay. Next, coming to array is a combination of elements. Structure is a combination of members. In arrays point of view, we can call them as elements, but coming to in structure point of view, we call them as members. Okay, and next multi-dimensional arrays we can we can specify one dimensional, two dimensional, multi-dimensional also, but we cannot specify like multi-dimensional in the point of structures. Okay, and if you want to access any elements of the array, simply you can access it. No need to use any operator in an array. Okay, no operators are required to access the array elements. But coming to structures, we have to use two operators. Compulsorily we have to use two operators to access the members of the structure. How we can access that we will see in the upcoming concepts. Okay, so we have to use either dot operator or arrow operator in order to access the members of the given structure. Okay, next coming to an element in the array referenced by specifying array name with index position. So if you want to mention any array, suppose I have to mention the fifth element of an array, I will declare like this, a of 5. But members in structure will be referenced with the help of structure name and as well as dot operator. It is very, very important. If you want to mention any variable, any member, you have to use either dot, or if you are handling the pointers concept, then you have to use arrow. Okay, this is the only representation if you want to specify the members of the given structure. And coming to C treats array names as a pointers. C language treats that array name itself is a pointer, but no, it is not treated as a pointer variable. It doesn't treat it as a pointer variable. Okay, that is these are the basic important differences between array and structure, and it is very, very important for short answer question. Okay, and coming to next one, how we can declare a variables in the given structure. So I have already told you how to declare a variable. We can declare a variable in a two ways, by using the structure tag or by using the structure declaration. That thing I will tell you. So first, how we can declare a variables means in two ways are there to declare a structure variables or structure objects. Okay. So how we can declare? In the structure declaration, the structure variable can be declared after the closing brace. This is very important. After the closing brace. So if you want to represent any variable associated with the structure, you have to declare one way is nothing but after closing brace of the structure. So after body is completed, we will close the structure with the closing brace. So after the closing brace, if you want to define any structure variable, you can declare at that place. Okay, I will show you with the example also. So consider this is a date structure. So any structure if you take, it is a keyword and it is a structure name. Consider this is the user defined data type. Okay, it is also a user defined data type. Sir, you generally will say that it is a keyword or a reserved word, one word is there, but why we are saying it is a user defined data type? It is a user defined data type. Okay, so this is the structure date and these are the members I have taken. So DAT is the one member, month is another member and year is another member. These are the three members I am taking and I have declared variables here. This DOB and DOJ are the variables of what structure? Here DOB and DOJ are the variables of structure date. So the name of the structure is date here. So that's why these two are called as structure variables. So here at the end of the brace, you can declare structure variables. Whenever your structure variables are declared, you have to end with semicolon. It is also compulsory mentioned. So this is the declaration of structure variables using structure declaration. Okay, so we are declaring the variables at the end of the structure. This is one way. Okay, so here variables are DOB and DOJ. DOB is nothing but date of birth, DOJ is nothing but date of joining. Okay, so this is the first way. Okay, after that coming to second one, using the structure tag. Structure tag means it consists of structure header. I will tell you. So the variables of structure may also be declared separately by using the structure tag. What is a structure tag? I will tell you. So generally what we have used header to declare a structure, that is called structure header. So if you declare this particular with the help of structure header, if you declare any variables along with the structure header, that is called as a structure tag. Okay, so you can declare structure tag outside of the structure. Outside of the structure or even in another function also you can use this particular structure tag. Okay, so in previous case where we have declared variables at the end of the, here we have declared this DOB and DOG, here we have declared, or separately you want to declare variables, you can also declare with the help of structure tag. Structure tag consists of struct keyword and structure name. Okay, so this is the struct date. Here I have declared DOB and DOJ. So this is another way. Or you can declare with simply at the end of the semicolon. Here also you can declare, or separately you want to declare, you have to use structure tag. So these are the two ways that we have to declare structure variables. Sometimes these structure variables are also called as objects. It is a very important point. Sometimes these structure variables are also called as object. Sir, why we have to declare these particular objects and structure variables? Why? Because if you want to access any members, what I told these are called as members. If you want to access the members of the structure, you have to take the help from these particular variables or objects. Okay, by whatever the variables are associated with that particular structure, by using those variables and objects, we are going to access the members of the given structure. Okay, so that's why you have to declare objects or variables. Two ways are there. At the end of the before the semicolon, that means at the end of the brace, that you have to declare one way, or using the structure tag, it is another way. So I will tell you with example program also. You please go through it. Okay, sir. Okay, how we can initialize the values, sir? Initialization means storing the values. How we can initialize the values within the members of the structure? If we take any program, there are two ways are there for initialization. That means direct initialization, or using scanf or some predefined functions are there. By using those functions through keyboard, we are initializing. Two ways are there: direct initialization through keyboard initialization. So I will tell you, first of all I will tell you direct initialization. So consider this is the structure date, and I am going to initialize the values directly here. Okay, so DAT, month, year are the members, and I am storing the values into DAT, month, year with the help of DOB. This is the object I have created, DOB. DOB equal to, I am directly assigned 25 is nothing but what? 25 is stored into which location? DAT. 12 is stored into which location? Month. And 1998 is stored into year. So in this way I am directly storing the values into members of the structure with the help of which one? This is very, very important, friends. This is very, very important. DOB, object or variable. Okay, so in this way you have to directly store the values. Okay, for example, through scanf function, if you want to store, how we can store it, sir? Through scanf function means you have to use this particular variable, and with the help of one operator is there, that is called dot operator, that I will tell you. Okay, so this is the declaration of structure, initialization of values into structure. And coming to next one, example program. So I am storing, I have taken example program here, student structure. This is my structure, and these are the members: name, hall ticket number, gender, marks, address. These are the members. And what is my object here? What is my variable here? I have declared in the main function. I told you the object or variable, structure variable can be declared in other function also. Okay, so but this object is related to this particular student only. How the compiler understands? Why? Because with the help of structure tag. Okay, so here I have declared st. When I have declared st with the help of structure tag, this st is associated with this particular student structure. When you have declared object with the help of structure tag, then it will have the capability to access all these members by using this particular object. Okay, so now I am directly storing the values. So here first student value, his name is XYZ, and hall ticket number is 581, and gender is male. Gender is male. After that 79.5 is the marks, and address is Guntur. So like that I have taken different student details. So it is a direct storage. What is this? Direct storage. Directly we are as initializing the values. I told you how to store the values by using scanf, sir. I am taking here. First of all, I am taking another student details. First of all, it has to ask student name. Okay, student name I am storing with the help of st dot name. I told you, if you want to initialize, if you want to store values into the members of the structure, you have to take the help from object what you have created, variable what you have created. Here my variable is st. So how the compiler knows, sir? This particular, by using this st, it has to store in student structure only. Why? Because in before that I have mentioned the structure tag. So whatever the values I am going to initialize, that has to be stored in the structure name student only. Okay, that's why I am taking the st. And if you want to store the value in name member, this particular member, you have to take the one operator help called dot operator. It is very, 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 very important. If you want to store, if you want to initialize the values into the members of the structure, the syntax is you have to take the structure variable along with dot operator and along with member name. Okay, so when I have taken, for example, Gopi is my student name, that Gopi will be stored in this particular name member. Okay, with the help of st dot name. Again I am going to store hall ticket number, second member that is hall ticket number. That is, again you have to mention roll number, percentage d, you have to mention format specifier, it is integer. So st dot env. So for example 189 is the roll number. Okay, that will be stored in the htno. After that what I have taken, st dot gender, here character, that's why I have mentioned it as percentage g. Suppose consider male, m. Okay, sir, you are giving you are not giving here ampersand operators. For example, here I am printing all these particular I am printing all these particular st.htno, st.gender, all I am printing here. Like, but you have to take instead of scanf also here. Okay, if you take scanf, then scanf also, if you want to read it, then you have to use ampersand here. Okay, so address of, but in this example program I am printing all these elements what I have taken. So by using these statements, what is the output we will get? XYZ 581 79.5 Guntur, like that I will printing. Okay, but I am telling with the scanf also we can store the whatever the printf statements you have taken. If you use ampersand operator before object name, then we will use it. Then it is the same purpose for reading the values into members of the structure. But this program only represents how to store and how to print, direct storage. Okay, so this is about I am printing all the members of the given structure. Okay, so this is example program. And accessing the members of a given structure, how we can access, sir? I told you with the help of dot operator. With the help of dot operator. Okay, so if you want to access any members of the structure, you have to use dot operator. Very, very important. Sometimes it is also called as a period operator. Okay, so that is the only advantage we have. With the help of only dot only, we can access the members of a given structure. Okay, here structure variable refers to the names of a structure, type variable, and member refers to the name of the member. Okay, after that, structures members can be accessed and assigned with some values by linking with the structure variable. We have already taken this particular structure variable. I am linking it with the help of structure tag. Okay, so if you want to access any member of the structure, structure variable, dot operator, member name. This is the syntax you have to follow. Okay, how we can access example program. Okay, so this is very, very important. Here I am not directly storing the values. Okay, so for example I have taken date. This is my structure. These are the members. What is the size of this particular structure? 222. 6 bytes of memory will be allocated. This is the size. Okay, you know that. After the main I have written and I have declared one object here, structure variable called DOB. When I have declared DOB, by using this DOB, I will initialize the values or I will access the values by using this particular DOB with the help of which operator? The help of which operator? Only dot operator. Okay, so how I am initializing, how I am accessing, please see it. Okay, enter your birthday details. So it will ask enter your birthday details. So consider this is the birthday details. I am going to enter. So it will print like that in output. Okay, enter the day. It will ask for the day. Okay, what day means? Day means consists of what? Day means it is at 1 to 30. The date will be there. Okay, so I am going to store whatever the day. I am going to store with the help of scanf %d. Why? Because I have taken day as integer %d, address of in which location it has to store. So I am going to initialize the value into this particular structure. If you want to initialize, you have to take the help from DOB along with the dot along with the member name. So address of DOB dot day. Again you want to store month, again scanf %d, address of DOB dot month. Again you want to store into year, scanf %d, DOB dot year. So this is a month, this is year. After that I am printing the date of the birth. How I am printing? So %d hyphen, I have to print like 17-10-1998, like that. For that purpose I have taken hyphens here. Okay, so first value it has to print DOB dot day, second value DOB dot month, third value DOB dot year. So whatever the details I have given. So first 12 I have given the date 12, it will be stored in the DOB dot day. 7 it will be stored in the DOB dot month. 1998 it will be stored in the DOB dot year. So with the help of structure variable and with the help of dot operator and member name, we are initializing the values, and same way whatever the process we have used by using scanf to initialize, same way you have to use printf to print the values. So the first value will be day, the second value will be month, and third value will be year. So in this way it will print the date of birth. So this is an example program to print the values of date of birth or to initialize or to display the values of date of birth using structure variable and as well as using dot operator. So this is the example program of accessing the members of a given structure. So my point is, if you want to access or initialize the values from the members or into the members of the structure, you have to use structure variable along with dot operator and along with the member name of the particular structure. So this is the way you have to follow. And coming to next one, next topic, nested structures. So up to now we have discussed what is a structure, what is a declaration of structure, how to initialize the values into the structure, how to access the members of the structure, how to calculate the size of the given structure. So these are the topics we have discussed. Coming to next one, nested structure. So nested structure is nothing but it is the same concept of nested if. Okay, so we have already discussed in second unit what is nested if. What is nested if? If we declare any if statement, if you want to declare any if statement within the body of another if statement, that is called as a nested if. Okay, so this is called nested if. In the same way, if you declare any structure within the body of another structure, that is called nested structure. How many structures we can declare, sir? You can declare n number of structures also. So if you want to declare a structure within the body of another structure, that is called nested structure. So a structure within another structure is called as a nested structure. You can see here example. So I have taken, syntax is like this. I have taken one structure with the help of struct, and I have declared another structure within the body of this particular structure. So this is the opening body and this is the closing body. But in that structure I have declared another structure. So a structure is declared within the body of another structure, that is called nested structure. So within the body of structure, what we declare, that is called as a inner structure, and in which the inner structure is declared, that structure is called as outer structure. So what structure we have declared within the body, that is inner, and outside structure is called as outer structure. Okay, so if you closely observe this example, here member 1 is belongs to outer structure, member 2 is belongs to outer structure, but here member 1 and member 2 are belongs to this particular inner structure, and again this particular member M will consist of this particular structure member. Why? Because this structure is closed here, so this member is not belongs to inner structure, this member M is belongs to outer structure. Why? Because here we have closed. And another thing also we have to observe here, in inner structure, whatever the variable you have declared or object, it belongs to inner structure only. So here s underscore var2, variable 2 is the object of this particular inner structure, and s underscore variable 1 is the object of this particular outer structure. Okay, so sir, how we can access the members of the structure? With the help of structure variable only. Okay, for example, I want to access member 1, member 2 of outer structure. How I can access? What is the variable associated with this particular structure? This only. So if you want to access member 1, member 2, so on, member M also, how we can access? With the help of s underscore variable 1 dot member 1, like that, member 2, so on, member M also you can access. But if you want to access the inner structure members, generally what we think, if you want to access the members of the inner structure, generally what we think, so what is the variable associated with s underscore variable 2? So s underscore variable 2 dot member 1, s underscore variable 2 dot member 2, generally we think, but it is located in the inner structure. So if you want to initialize, if you want to access the members of the given inner structure, you have to take the help from this variable and also this variable. So if you want to access these two members, how we have to write? S underscore variable 1 dot s underscore variable 2 dot member 1. So why I am writing here? So this particular inner structure, if you want to access the inner structure members, we have to take the outer structure variable and as well as inner structure variable help also. So in this way you have to handle the nested structures. So anyway, I will tell you with example program. So for accessing the members of the inner structure, how we have to write? S underscore variable 1 dot s s underscore variable 1 dot s underscore variable 2 dot member 1 to access the inner members of the given structure. It is very important. In the nested structure concept, what you understand, the important point is, if you want to access the members of the inner structure, you have to take the help of outer structure variable and as well as inner structure variable along with the dot operator. Okay, so coming to, this is an example program I am taking. This is considered, this is outer structure, and coming to this is the inner structure. Outer structure name is student, inner structure name is date. So what I have taken here, outer structure members are name, hall ticket number, and this particular structure is also member of this particular outer structure. You have to understand that point also. So name, hall ticket number, and another structure is these three are members of student structure. Coming to date structure, what are the members? Day, month, year. Okay. If you want to access these two, how we can access? What is the variable associated with this particular student? What is the variable associated with this particular student? I have written in the next slide, I think. Okay. So this is the variable I have associated with the outer object, st. So by using this st, I can access these members, st.name, st.hall ticket number of student structure. But I want to access the members of this particular date. How I will access? I will access with the help of this particular DOB and as well as st I have already defined. So this is the st with the help of st and as well as DOB. By using these two variables, I will access these members. How? st dot DOB dot day, st dot DOB dot month, st dot DOB dot year. Like that I have to declare while I want to initialize any values or I want to print any values from the inner structure. Outer structure you can use outer structure variable, but inner structure members you want to access, you have to use outer structure variable and as well as inner structure variable also along with dot operator. This point you have to understand very well. Okay. So how I have written, you can see here. So I am going to store the outer structure member in values, initialize with the help of st.name. I will initialize with the help of st.hall ticket number. I can directly store the outer structure member values. But I want to store here this is also outer structure member, and coming to inner structure member, that means date. If you want to initialize the values into inner structure variable, then you have to take the help of st and as well as DOB. Both structure variables you have to use. So I am storing the day in the location of inner structure day, and I am storing the month in the inner structure of month with the help of ampersand st dot DOB dot month, ampersand st dot DOB dot year. Like that, these three statements indicate that I am initializing the values into inner structure members. Okay. So you can see the output here. In the same way, I am declaring here, I am printing all the student details, same st.name, st.hall ticket number. These two are outer structure members. Okay, I am printing outer structure members with the help of st. But I want to print the inner structure members. I have to take two variables, two structure variables. That is nothing but st.dob.month, st.dob.year, here I have taken month, year. This is the outer structure. Okay. So inner structure members I have to take st.dob.day, st.dob.month, st.dob.year. So this will print, it will print a date of birth or date of joining. Okay. So it will print it is a main it is a outer structure variable. Simply you can use st.address. Okay. So name, hall ticket number, address are outer structure members. That's why I am taking st here. Okay. But coming to inner structure members, you have to take st and as well as DOB, st as well as DOB, st as well as DOB. So this is you have to initialize and you have to print the values. So consider these are the details I have entered. Student name is Vijay Anand, roll number 511, address Guntur, and this is the date of birth. So these members you want to initialize or you want to access, you have to take structure variable 1 and structure variable 2. Those are nothing but st dot DOB. Okay, these are very, very important. So in this way, you have to handle with the nested structures. So what my point for nested structure concept is nested structure is nothing but a structure is declared within the body of another structure, and if you whatever the structure we have declared within body, that is called as outer structure, and outside structure is called as within the body we call it as an inner structure, and outside structure is called as outer structure. If you want to access the members or if you want to store the values into outer structure, simply you can use variable name dot member name. But if you want to initialize or access the values of the inner structure, you have to take the help of outer structure variable along with dot and also inner structure variable dot member name of the inner structure you have to mention. So this is the representation of nested structures. Okay. So and the next concept I am going to, I think this is the last concept for our today's video session. Okay. So that is nothing but self-referential structure. So the name itself indicates what is a self-referential. What is a self-referential? Self-referential is nothing but the structure itself referring. You know the recursion concept. A function that calling itself is called as a recursion. Like sometimes the structure is referring itself. That is called as a self-referential structure. So this type of structure is also called as a linked list. Okay. And coming to example. So for example, this is the name of the structure, struct node, and I have taken, and these are the members, data and next PTR. Okay. Here the structure is you can see here the structure is referring itself, that is called as a self-referent. When the structure is referring, it has to declare a pointer. Why? Because whenever a structure is referring, it pointing means it has to pointing the address. So which variable will store the addresses in C language? Pointer. So whenever a structure is referring itself, then it has to declare a pointer. Here pointer name is next PTR. Okay. So this is the statement, the structure is self-referencing here. Okay. So in this way we have to declare a self-referential structure, and I am telling, I'm going to convey with the example program. We have to end with semicolon. Okay. So defines a data type struct node. Here this is the struct node. So struct node has two members, one is integer member and another one is a data pointer member. So this is called as a data pointer member. So data pointer member next PTR. So member next PTR points to a structure. So this particular pointer points to a structure of type struct node. The term is called as a self-referential structure. Whenever we have declared a pointer as a member, that pointer is pointing itself to that particular structure, that is called as a self-referential structure. Okay. So this is about self-referential structure, and I am going to tell you with example program. So this is, consider this is a student structure, and I have taken different members here, name, age, address, and this is the pointer I have taken. So this is very, very important, pointer. So when I have declared a pointer with the help of the same structure, that is called as a self-referential structure. So here we can say that student is a self-referential structure. Okay. So how I can access the members, how we can access, how this particular pointer is pointing is all the members of the structure, that we can see with the example here. Okay. So for example, I am storing the values with the help of three objects. So st1 is the first object, first variable, first object I have created for storing the first student details, that is Raja 20 Guntur. Okay. Second student details I want to store with the help of second object st2. Third student details I want to store with the help of st3. In this way I am taking three student details and I am directly storing the values into members of the given structure. Okay, you know this, but what is the self-referential? That I will show you. Okay, I am storing the address of second student in the pointer called st1.next. Okay, whatever the student to details are there, I am going to pointing the student to details to the st1.next pointer, and I am pointing the third student details into st2.next, and in the third pointer I am not assigning any values. I have simply assigned null value. Okay. After that, what I have written, printf student name. I am printing the student name, age, address with the help of st1.name, st1.age, st1.address. I am simply printing the student one details, and in the same way I am printing where it has to pointed. I am printing that address. Okay. So here student one stored at which location? I am printing that location. You can see in the output with the help of st1.next. So where this particular student one is stored, that memory location, I am printing with the help of st1.pointer what I have declared in the self-referential structure. Okay, and I am printing again student 2 details, and student 2 details are where it is pointed. I have declared with the help of st2.next, and student 3 details I am normally printing, and I am declaring student 3 details with the help of st3.next, but I didn't assign any value to the st3.next. Simply it will print some null value or 0 or something. Okay. So but here this will print student 1 address and student 2 address with the help of next pointer. Okay. So this is about what is the differentiation here. Coming to normal program, here I am declaring a pointer. this whenever I have declared a pointer, it is referencing itself to that particular structure only, to that particular members only. That is called as a self-referential structure. So I'm to convey the structure is self-referencing itself only, I have declared a pointer and I am going to print the addresses of members of the given structure. Okay, how the addresses are printed, that you can see in the output. Okay, so first I have normally printed the student name, first student name Raja, age 20, address Guntur. It is normally printed. After that, what I am printing, student 1 stored at which memory location? This is the memory location 88F0. How this particular memory location is printed? With the help of pointer. Okay, so I have assigned the student 1 address to a street pointer next PTR. Okay, so that's why it has printed student 1 stored at 880. After that, Raghu, second student, 21 age, address is Nasraupet. After that, student 2 address will be printed with the help of pointer here. So what you have to observe, by using pointer, the structure pointer, it is self-referencing itself of all the members. Here student 1 and student 2, how it is self-referencing? It has to store the addresses. So I have assigned the addresses and I am going to print those addresses with the help of printf statement. This is the first student address and this is the second student address. After that, third student details I have entered and I have displayed. Okay, after that what I have declared here, student 3 stored in which memory location. I didn't assign any value for the student 3, null value I have assigned, that's why it displayed the value as 0. So in this way, why it is displayed as 0, friends? Why it is displayed as 0? Why? Because I have assigned student 3 next pointer, student 3 dot st3 dot next pointer I have assigned null value, that's why it has assigned 0 only. Okay, so that's why it is 0. Okay, in this way you have to use pointers and you have to point those pointers by storing its addresses. Whenever you have declared any pointer within the body of the structure, it is referencing its members with the help of structure tag, then it is called as a self-referential structure. So a structure itself is referencing with the help of pointer, that is called as a self-referential structure. And if you want to print any addresses which is referring, which is pointing, that you can see in the example program here. So this is about self-referential structure. So in this video we covered different concepts of structures, that is first of all introduction to structure. So structure is nothing but it is a mechanism, it is it will be used to group different heterogeneous data elements in the same memory location with the single name. Okay, after that, how we can declare members? You have to declare different data types and you have to end the structure with closing brace and you have to compulsorily mention semicolon. After that, how we can calculate the size of the given structure? You have to calculate all the total data types of the given members of the structure and you have to calculate it. And how we can declare structure variables? There are two ways, at the end of the closing brace or by using the structure tag. In this way you have to declare the structure variables. Why we need structure variables? In order to access the members of the structure or in order to initialize any values into the members of the structure, we need structure variables or objects. How we can access the members of the given structure? With the help of dot operator. So first of all you have to declare any object and by using that object name dot member name you have to use when you are accessing the members of the given structure. After that, what we have discussed, nested structures. Nested structure is nothing but a structure that is enclosed or that is declared or defined within the body of another structure, that is called as a nested structure. So there are two types of structures are there if you are handling nested structures, that is outer structure, another is the inner structure. If you want to access the members of the outer structure, simply you can use outer structure variable with a dot operator. But if you want to access the members of the given inner structure, you have to use outer structure variable as well as inner structure variable along with the dot operator and also dot operator with the member name. So in this way you have to access the members of the inner structure and as well as outer structure. And after that, we have discussed self-referential structure. So a structure that is referring itself, it is called as a self-referential structure. When you are handling self-referential structure, you have to declare pointers. So with the help of pointers, then we can use self-referential structure in order to print the addresses of given members of the structure. So these are the concepts that we have discussed in today's session, and if you had any doubts or queries regarding structures, you can please call me or mail me. I will definitely clarify your queries. So thank you very much friends and have a nice day.